It's summertime, and that means it's time for another week of Games Done Quick. For 7 straight days, gamers have been speedrunning games for the sake of charity, raising money for Doctors Without Borders. From 8-bit classics to modern titles, the speedrunners destroyed 139 different games during the marathon fundraiser this year, showcasing all of the different tricks and glitches that can be used to slice off every frame. As the event wound down, the fundraiser concluded with a record-setting $1.7 million raised, beating last year's donation by $400,000. And in other gaming news, Nintendo released a special Splatoon Direct ahead of the impending release of Splatoon 2. The Switch sequel to the Wii U shooter looks basically identical to its predecessor. Dress your Squid Kid up, give them a weapon and ability loadout, and send them into battle. There are a few new weapons and game modes, but otherwise it doesn't look like Nintendo is fixing what isn't broken. The biggest addition to the game seems to be a new co-op PvE mode that has teams defending themselves against waves of evil fish monsters. And of course, Splatoon 2 will highlight Nintendo's upcoming online service, a smartphone app that lets you coordinate group play and voice chat, because that makes sense. Anyway, Switch owners will have a chance to demo the game for themselves before it comes out during the first Splatfest contest on Saturday, July 15th from 3:00 p.m. to 7:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Meanwhile, over in Overwatch, the long-awaited Doomfist has finally arrived on the PTR, sadly not voiced by Terry Crews. Doomfist is an attacking hero that focuses mainly on melee abilities. His primary ability is a dashing punch that knocks back enemies, doing extra damage if they collide with a wall. He can also perform an overhead slam attack that can draw enemies towards him, and a rising uppercut that also has a knockback. And as an ultimate, he has a Meteor Strike, which deals damage and stuns enemies in a large area. Each time he connects with these abilities, he's granted a temporary 40 HP shield to help his survivability when fighting behind enemy lines. Oddly enough, Doomfist's melee attacks use his non-Doomfisted arm, which is significantly less effective. His left arm also holds a knuckle-based shotgun that gives him 4 mildly useful ranged attacks, mostly something to fill in the space between his ability cooldowns. And Doomfist isn't the only Blizzard news this week. Hearthstone announced their latest expansion, heading to Northrend for Knights of the Frozen Throne. The new series of cards will add a new mechanic that turns your hero character into a Death Knight version of themselves with new lichy powers. And heading into new releases, this week in theaters we have War for the Planet of the Apes. Woody Harrelson is humanity's last hope in the final struggle between man and ape. We always knew how it would end, now we know why. Also hitting theaters this week is Wish Upon. It's been a while since we've had a good horror movie to look forward to. I don't know if this counts, but Wish Upon does look like a pretty nifty demonic warning about being careful what you wish for. Over in television, Adam continues to ruin everything on True TV this week with the 2nd season of Adam Ruins Everything. And a new show that might be worth checking out on the CW, Hootin' and the Lady, is about a duo of adventurers setting out to find lost treasures. In video games, coming out this week on PC, we have Anti-Hero, a neat-looking strategy game that has you doing dirty deeds in Victorian London. I'm not entirely sure how it's played, but it looks kinda cool. Wild Guns Reloaded, on the other hand, is a lot more straightforward, a very arcadey shoot-'em-up that throws a horde of steampunk western enemies at you. For something more modern, it didn't take long for The End Is Nigh to come out. From the creator of Binding of Isaac, this Super Meat Boy style game has 600 levels of sick art to grind your way through. And speaking of sick art, get ready for the hottest new dating sim on the market. Developed by the Game Grumps, Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator, puts you in the role of a single dad looking to hook up with other single dads to create the daddiest dating sim ever. And if for whatever reason that's not up your alley, Dead of Night is a retro-style adventure game about Dracula trying to find his stuff and get home before the sun comes up. And there's Ballistic Attack, a tower defense game with the twist of there being no twist at all. It's just an incredibly generic and not very good-looking tower defense game. And because Square Enix doesn't love PC owners as much as they love PS4 owners, Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age is hitting consoles this week. A PC port is inevitable, but hopefully we won't have to wait as long as we did for the Final Fantasy X remaster. And wrapping things up with this week's awesome video, Video Game Donkey is here to drop some wisdom about the so-called professional reviewing industry.
When Armand White tells you that Man of Steel is the godfather of superhero films and calls it his movie of the year, then you as a viewer understand. Okay, so this is the worst movie yet created.
That's everything for this week, so what's your favorite video game to watch somebody speedrun? I can't get enough of classic Resident Evil. As always, I like those likes, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and have a great week!